it's Greydawn 95, and I'm back with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. In the last part, we figured out that this is Von Karma's prodigy, his daughter, Francesca Von Karma. And she's a bit of a perfectionist, I guess, like her father, but also she's, I don't know how to describe her. Anyway, let's get going. Witness, your name and occupation? Yes, sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? The look of disbelief on the judge's face is... Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, and that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Floor plans added to the court record. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time then. Eesh. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Well, wasn't expecting that, actually. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy record, sir. Autopsy report added to the court record. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Oh, yeah. The direct cause of death was pistol shot before a press. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now, why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There are fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Face, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. The shot was fired from point-blank range. Point-blank, huh? So how about about how far away was it? It was anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point-blank? Tisk, 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes the bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Live and learn! Anyway. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the Faye's, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good. Ha ha ha. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes Maya look like she had stabbed him with the intent to kill. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Grr, what a pain. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well, the court accepts them into evidence. Pistol added to the court record. Knife added to the court record. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Was it? I don't know, I didn't like to see this. Hold on. Stabbed in the chest, gunpowder, okay. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time, blah, blah, blah. And the 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary was just... The summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? Excuse me. That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I'd better think this through all the way. Plead not guilty. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to a murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be destroyed, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. Yikes. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir? Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. What? Incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. Did you see something that I saw? I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Yeah, you better. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Excuse me. Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. I understand, sir. Incriminating evidence. Alright, so I just want to look at this. can't look at it? Oh, there was something on it. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal. Come now, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Maya's costume? Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Oh, there goes my bottle. For water. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? Blood. There's blood on the costume. Lab results show that it was the victim's blood. So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Excuse me. Definitely not good. Ugh. Were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... Oh, hey. If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Time to move on. Ah, yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Press further. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. Yeah, there must be a clue somewhere on this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. Ah! Looks like my time is up. So about the costume, there's one little thing. No way to poke a hole, Your Honor! Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is this problem you were talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Break up the tension. Because you're allowed to. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. What the hell is that? I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Ha 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 ha. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order, order, order! This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Maya's costume updated in the court record. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony that just now was a fluke. Nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. Really? Alright, I'm gonna save again because that right there, that one statement, I think is where I have to present that evidence. If I don't have to present it, then I have to press and then present. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Heh, having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who without a doubt was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is a bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right. It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Ha! What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Jesus. Miss Von Karma. It seems that Maya Fey was shot by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Ah! Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense is yet to prove anything at all. No! Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. And that's where we're going to end off, because it's been 17 minutes and I didn't really realize that. So next time, we're going to see what transpired. So I thank you all for watching. I hope you had a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.